The origins and end of World War I, a global turning point. Imagine a world on the brink, a powder keg of simmering tensions ignited by a single spark. World War I, a conflict that reshaped nations and redefined warfare, began with an assassination and ended with a world irrevocably changed. This is the story of that war, its origins, its battles, and its lasting legacy. Over 65 million men from 30 countries fought in the war, with nearly 10 million soldiers losing their lives. The war reshaped global politics and set the stage for World War II. Europe in the early 20th century was a complex tapestry of alliances, rivalries, and imperial ambitions. Decades of political maneuvering and military buildup had created a fragile peace, one that could shatter at any moment. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand proved to be that moment. The assassination wasn't just a random act of violence, it was a symptom of deeper unrest. Nationalism was on the rise, particularly in the Balkans, where various ethnic groups sought independence from empires like Austria-Hungary. This volatile mix created a breeding ground for conflict. June 28, 1914, in Sarajevo, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie were assassinated. Gavrilo Princip, a Serbian nationalist, fired the fatal shots, believing he was striking a blow for Serbian independence. Austria-Hungary, with the backing of Germany, saw this as an opportunity to crush Serbia and assert its dominance in the region. They issued an ultimatum to Serbia with demands so harsh that they were designed to be rejected. Serbia's partial acceptance was not enough. On July 28, 1914, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. This seemingly localized conflict triggered a chain reaction, activating the complex web of alliances that had been carefully constructed over decades. Europe was about to plunge into a war unlike any it had ever seen. The major powers of Europe were bound together by a series of treaties designed to provide mutual defense and maintain a balance of power. These alliances, however, transformed a regional conflict into a global war. The Central Powers, led by Germany and Austria-Hungary, faced off against the Allied powers, which initially included Russia, France, and the United Kingdom. Each nation believed its cause was just, and each was prepared to fight to the bitter end. Initially, the United States adopted a policy of neutrality. President Woodrow Wilson urged Americans to remain impartial in thought and action, believing that the war was a European affair that did not concern the United States. However, maintaining neutrality proved increasingly difficult. The United States had strong economic ties to both sides of the conflict, and American citizens held diverse opinions about the war. The events unfolding in Europe would soon force America to choose a side. Several factors gradually eroded American neutrality. The sinking of the RMS Lusitania in 1915, a British passenger liner carrying American citizens, sparked outrage in the United States. The loss of innocent lives fueled anti-German sentiment. The Zimmermann telegram, intercepted in 1917, further inflamed public opinion. In this secret message, Germany proposed an alliance with Mexico, promising to help Mexico regain territory lost to the United States in the past. Germany's decision to resume unrestricted submarine warfare, targeting American merchant ships, was the final straw. This blatant disregard for American lives and property could no longer be ignored. The path to war became inevitable. President Wilson, initially a staunch advocate for peace, came to believe that the United States had a moral obligation to intervene. He argued that the world must be made safe for democracy, and that America could no longer stand idly by while tyranny prevailed. On April 6, 1917, the United States declared war on Germany, officially joining the Allied powers. This decision marked a turning point in the war, injecting fresh troops, resources, and morale into the Allied effort. The arrival of American troops on the Western Front provided a much-needed boost to the Allied forces, who had been locked in a bloody stalemate for years. Under the command of General John Pershing, the American Expeditionary Forces, AEF, quickly made their presence felt. American soldiers, known as doughboys, fought bravely in key battles, helping to break the German offensive and push the enemy back. The influx of American supplies and manpower proved decisive in turning the tide of the war. The American contribution was not just military, it was also economic and moral. The United States provided crucial financial support to the Allied powers and inspired them with its ideals of democracy and freedom. After 4 long years of unprecedented carnage, World War I finally came to an end on November 11, 1918. The armistice was signed, and the guns fell silent. The world rejoiced, but the scars of the war would remain for generations. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, officially ended the war. However, its harsh terms imposed on Germany sowed the seeds of future conflict. The treaty redrew the map of Europe, creating new nations and exacerbating existing tensions. World War I had a profound and lasting impact on the world. It led to the collapse of empires, the rise of new ideologies, and the creation of the League of Nations, an organization designed to prevent future wars. The war also transformed the role of the United States in the world. From a reluctant neutral power, America emerged as a global leader, albeit one that was hesitant to fully embrace its new responsibilities. The legacy of World War I continues to shape our world today. It serves as a reminder of the dangers of nationalism, militarism, and unchecked ambition. It also underscores the importance of diplomacy, cooperation, and the pursuit of peace. World War I was a pivotal moment in history, a conflict that shaped the 20th century and continues to resonate today. To truly understand its impact, we encourage you to delve deeper into this complex and fascinating period. Most importantly, let us learn from the mistakes of the past. Let us strive to build a world where diplomacy triumphs over violence, where cooperation replaces conflict, and where peace prevails for all. Share this video with your friends and family to spark conversations and promote a deeper understanding of this critical period in history. Together, we can ensure that the lessons of World War I are never forgotten. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.